my name's Alice. I've been working at ESP for just over 18 months now. I joined in September 2018 and it was my first recruitment job and my first graduate job after leaving uni, where I studied history. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my first year in recruitment and how I found that. It's a bit of a roller coaster. The first few months I don't remember them too well, as I had an overwhelming feeling of not knowing what I was doing. I was very much outside of my comfort zone, and there was an awful lot of kind of training and getting to grips with the job. So I made my first placement actually, I think it took about 5 months, so it was February 2019. After that I was promoted, and things really started to pick up from there. So in my first year I was promoted twice, and ended up achieving kind of 107% against my year-to-date target. So in the end it was really successful, but when I started it was really daunting, and I think I had just absolutely no idea what I was doing. So I was the kind of person that couldn't even call the doctors themselves. I had to get my mum to do it, hide behind her. So coming into recruitment where it's very salesy, very kind of hands-on, you have to be very proactive and self-motivated. The self-motivation wasn't a problem, but I think the different ways of getting hold of people and really driving yourself and making the most of the opportunity scared me a little bit. So it didn't really click in my head, I don't think, what I was doing until January. Around then I was suddenly like, oh, I've got this, I can do it, I know what I need to do now. I started putting the graft in, and then things really started moving fast for me. So obviously made that first placement in February, received a promotion, and after that they started coming in. I managed to master, in my opinion, the candidate side of things. Was really successful with that. So started also looking more from a 360 perspective at the business development side, working on backs with current clients that we have, managing them myself, bringing on board new ones, whole new relationships, kind of cold calling with those guys as well. Another thing that completely threw me out of my comfort zone, but was really successful for me, and part of why I did so well. In my third quarter, I did 250% of my quarterly target, which was absolutely fantastic. It was like 50 something K, and I was very happy because it was from both sides. It wasn't just candidate placements, it was also business development as well, the client side. So very successful for someone who was so doubting in their own capabilities right at the beginning of their journey. So after that, kind of naturally, it did take a bit more of a slump in my final quarter of the financial year, which is after my first year in recruitment. But I think it's still important to mention because recruitment can be quite a cycle. It goes a bit up and down. But that hasn't put me off. It was a hard slog. I was kind of riding on my highs of the summer, but it just meant that I knew, where I'd been in January and the kind of work effort and amount I had to put in again to get back to where I was in summer with that really big quarter. So I ended up finishing the year on 107%, really successful, 2 promotions, and now I'm really well set up. We're just finishing up our first quarter nearly here for 2020, and things are going well. They're back up. I think we're on this part of a wave again, which is great for me and for my commission. And yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes. I would recommend recruitment to anyone, not just kind of graduates like I was. I think there's a lot I've learned from this, not just in terms of putting myself outside my comfort zone and building confidence, but also a hell of a lot of skills I didn't get from uni, I didn't get from school, that have really built into me now, and they're really important to take forward, whether it's into another future career or for developing yourself in recruitment. I've already seen 2 promotions in my first year, and know there's so much further I can develop myself within this career, and the progression opportunities are pretty much unlimited in a growing business like ESP. So it's very exciting, and that's my first year.